and transport is crucial. It's crucial for functioning of the cities, for the quality of life of citizens, for the competitiveness of enterprises, but also for the performance of EU transport system as a whole, because no city is an isolated island, but is part of a bigger transport system. The cities are facing considerable challenges. They are facing considerable challenges in terms of urban mobility and transport, in terms of oil dependencies, of carbon dioxide emissions, on congestion, air quality, road safety, and accessibility. For sure, investments are needed. We have a big bulk of money. We have almost 20 billion euro for 14 years. More exactly, for the 2007-2013 programming period, for all the EU member states, the amount available for urban transport and promotion of clean urban transport was somewhere a little bit below 8 billion euros, which represented more or less 10% of cohesion fund and ERDF transport budget. Romania, of course, got a small slice of this big bulk of 8 billion euro. And for 2007-2013 programming period, it launched integrated projects in rehabilitation of streets, rehabilitation of sewage system, of lightning system, or construction of bypasses, or even urban infrastructure. And here there are quite good examples of rehabilitation of tramways in Cluj and Iași. This was 2007-2013 programming period. In 2014-2020, the amount is even higher. The amount is somewhere around 12 billion euros. It's an increase of 40%. 24 member states will benefit from this amount. The big bulk will go towards the 15 cohesion countries, which gets around 80% of the budget. The biggest countries receiving money are Poland, Greece, Romania, and Italy. They all together count for 60% of the budget. Romania gets a very important amount. Approximately 2.3 from the European Regional Development Fund, and approximately 500 million euro from the Cohesion Fund for the development of the metro system, the infrastructure, but also for the acquisition of rolling stock. As Isabel was mentioning in the previous speech, the cohesion policy is functioning on a particular type of system. We have the principle of shared management. According to this principle, with the European Commission, we are relying on the member states, on the authorities of the member states to implement the cohesion policy. With the European Commission, we conclude with each member state, and with Romania included, a partnership agreement. This partnership agreement shows the need, the vision for one country. This need, this vision, are detailed in operational programs. The operational programs are more narrow. For instance, in Romania there is an operational program for large infrastructure, an operational program for competitiveness, an operational program for technical assistance, but also an operational program for the regional operational program. The biggest bulk of financing for Romania is coming from the regional operational program, but also for the large infrastructure in terms of metro financing. We spoke about the amount, but what is a share, what is a percentage of this amount in each country? The highest share of the urban mobility in the transport budget is in Austria. In Romania is somewhere around 14–15%. The funds are there. we have big amounts of money ready to go to each of the 24 member states. But this is not only about money. It's also about having a strategy, having some priorities, having a vision for the development of cities, for the development of the urban transport. It's also related to have implemented this strategy, transform them into realities, into concrete projects for each of the EU citizens living in those countries. The urban mobility is at the crossroad of several concepts. First is linked to the low-carbon economy. In this context, the sustainable multimodal urban mobility is part of the low-carbon strategy. Then is linked with sustainable transport. In this context, the sustainable regional and local mobility is interlinked with a comprehensive transport strategy, the comprehensive transport master plan, and nevertheless, the urban mobility is part of an integrated strategy for urban development. We want to see projects. We want to see projects. The strategy has to be transformed into reality. For this, we need a context, a framework to help member states to implement projects. There are several means to help the member states to implement projects. We have technical assistance to enhance the administrative capacity. There is the Jaspers assistance, but it's also the technical assistance from dedicated technical assistance operational program. It's also the cross-border cooperation inside the cross-border operational program. There are innovative solutions like Civitas of Smart Cities, and nevertheless there are peer-to-peer exchanges. I was saying earlier that the urban mobility is at a crossroad of several concepts like low-carbon economy, like urban development, like transport. Each of these three is showing which are the good projects for this strategy. But how we see which are the good projects for the urban mobility? I think that here enters into action the sustainable urban mobility plans, which are showing the best projects in terms of urban mobility. So, the urban transport project can be supported from the cohesion policy if they contribute to the delivery of the operational program. They are part of this sustainable urban mobility plan. You will ask, but what we don't have this plan ready, like is the case of a lot of cities in Europe and Romania included. In the beginning, the projects are just needed to fill something which is missing, to fill the gap, how we call in technical terms. The projects are result-oriented and cost-effective, and they are very well designed. They have a feasibility study, they have a cost-benefit analysis, and based on a very thorough and solid demand analysis. I go very quickly to cohesion policy support to Romania. I was already mentioning the 4 operational programs. 2 of them are already approved by the Commission, and the other 2, the most important, the large infrastructure operational program and the regional operational program will soon be approved by the Commission. So right now we'll follow the implementation for the project. I was already mentioning which is the support for urban transport. again, what it is important? It is important that the investments are based on urban mobility plans, and they are based on a thorough prioritization. What investments are identified in this operational program are investments linked with public transport infrastructure and rolling stock, but also special infrastructure for pedestrians and cyclists.